do we remember about
I do remember the scene. I remember I had a lot of business to do because I was the bartender. So there was a lot of like glasses and pouring and drinking and...
you like to keep yourself busy with props.
I do. Well, when the scene says I got to pour this, I got to hand this, I got to do this, I got to grab this, there's very specific times in the scene where you got to do that. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, your back's to camera, and they got, so there's a lot of technical things that you have to do. So I remember being very, very conscious of all of that whilst having to create a sense of promise, right? The whole engine of the show was this meeting of this man and this woman, and what will this turn into? And of course, will they, won't they? Will she get over her dead husband? Will he decide to commit to her? And so it had to be imbued with this sense of electricity and potential, but also...
I remember we did a lot of staring into each other's eyes as per the script.
Yeah, we did a lot more than ends up on the TV.
Yeah, because there
was a lot
there
of
were
staring.
So many like pregnant pauses where they just catch each other's eyes and they're just looking. It was a bit extra, but I think that within
they
those
cut
moments,
most of that out.
You
a lot of it.
Yeah, they were never going to use that much of it. I think it was good though because it helped us to really find those moments between the characters.
There were a lot. It definitely was a lot for them to choose from.
Yeah.
Well, it's the lead up too, I think, and then what Tenny did so well was play out this long, drawn out expectation of the audience and the characters, right? There's longing, there's desire, there's attraction, but there were all these obstacles to overcome, and so it wasn't inevitable. I mean, of course, I think we know it's going to happen, but there's still the sense like, oh, will they, won't they? And I think having that element of drama makes it even more satisfying when finally they come together. Mm-hmm. And I think that was,
well, you're not anticipating that Mel will get there because of where she is through the bulk of the first season, right? There's a spark between them that happens pretty instantaneously.
Yeah, it's instant, yeah.
But she keeps pushing him away because she's just not emotionally ready. But then he sort of surprises her with this grand gesture that takes her, sort of sweeps her off her feet. It's sweet.
And leads her to the altar. Who knew that we'd be here 6 years later?
No, I certainly didn't.
No. You go to LA, right? You leave.
I leave.
And then you turn around and come back. I think it was pretty soon thereafter. You probably have a better idea than me.
And then she was attacked in the clinic.
Oh yeah, by the junkie.
And then it was sort of like the emotions piled up.
Oh.
And it was just
she needed...
And there was all this tension.
Strong arms to hold her tight. And,
oh my gosh.
Oh my God. It was too much for her. She felt safe and vulnerable. And Jack was there to...
It was romantic. Continues to be romantic. That was his
Shocker.
fault.
I write the script. She's like, that was him. He did that. I hated that so much.
We both did. We couldn't stand it.
I didn't believe Jack would ever break up with her.
No. He fought for her so much, and he's like, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. And he knows that she had so much to overcome, to trust again. Like, that was such a big gesture that he made. He said, look, I'll be here for you. I know you've been through this. I know you've lost your husband, but I love you that much. So to turn around and then get cold feet and start to doubt it just felt...
So anyways, now you know how we feel about that.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it. But, it was all for the purpose of...
Drama.
Drama, to see who may or may not have been Mel's baby daddy.
That's right. We had to set up a reason for her to run away and potentially get impregnated.
Mel wouldn't have gone and,
There was a moment there where they were happy. There was a little moment there, but there were no tears shed.
Poor Mel and Jack.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down. Well, I think we in season 6 there's a lot of happiness.
This season, yes.
I think people can.
They've given the fans
be
what they
happy.
want this year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like, oh, they're so unhappy. Can this couple just have something to be happy about. And I think they've listened to the fans and they've really said, okay, well, we'll deliver on that want. And I think in a big way, the season has so much joy and beauty and emotion and spectacular moments. Not just for Mel and Jack, too. I think all the storylines, the show's definitely bigger in scope and grander, and the spectacle of the wedding is really gone for
We're
it.
excited to see how it turns out. The miscarriage felt devastating for their relationship and for a lot of people, you know, watching the show, but there was, I think, a real like bonding experience that happened between the two of them. You know, they
had
came
to
together and supported each other.
overcome adversity together, which you haven't really seen that. They've both dealt with their own personal demons and their grief and their traumas, but it was interesting to see them actually have something that they both had to fight through as a unit and become and either be torn apart by it and lose their dreams and feel like that was a downer, or actually be made stronger and get more united in what their future is going to be, and they're still going to have a bright, happy future.
And they did it.
Yeah.